This is a personal question I'm very interested in. Equity and kind of familial relationships with a family business. We know it can all go south very quickly.
Yes.
Any experiences you want to share there, or tips for someone who may be in a similar situation? For context, Heather just sold her share, all of Queen of Wraps, right? Your share and all of your family's in a private equity roll-up.
Correct.
Like a month ago
Yeah.
from recording this podcast. So this is fresh in terms of like how this equity played out for you.
Yes. Okay, so let's go back to the Bank of Dad here for a second.
Sure.
So when we signed with the Bank of Dad, my dad said, okay, I will give you this money at 8% interest. You know, my loan shark father, I will give you this money at 8% interest for 10 years. But when your younger brother comes home from his mission, I want you to cut him in.
Okay.
And we're like, sure, where do we sign? We couldn't even envision a year from now, let alone 8 years. Like my younger brother being 21 years old, at the time he was like 14.
Yeah.
So we're like, sure, yeah, this sounds great. You know, so we're signing away, you know, whatever. So he comes home from his mission and the company's doing really well when he comes home from his mission. And true to our word, we gave him 20% equity in the company. Just you get off the boat and here's 20% equity. It has really worked out for my family. However, there are two things that I want to bring up. There's a huge difference between a lifestyle business and a scalable business. A lifestyle business is everyone's cell phones are paid. You're going on family trips that are paid for by the company. Maybe it's a jet ski rental place in Aruba. You know, it's paying for your lifestyle. Okay, so that's one type of company. Another type of company is a scalable company, which is the end result is an IPO or an exit. Okay, so they're two very distinct types of companies. So one thing you need to do from the inception of the company is figure out what the end goal is. What do you want to do with this company? If it's to, at the beginning, actually for 20 years, the sole purpose of our company was to foster better family relationships. So we used the company as a vehicle to bring our family closer together. And we did that through, like our kids would go work there. It looked like a lot of different things. All of our cell phones were paid. That's a bad example, but I always keep using that. It was a lifestyle company. Second thing is there is a big difference between your equity piece and your salary.
Yeah.
Okay. So Warren Buffett owns a lot of stock in Coca-Cola, but he doesn't go to work in Atlanta. Okay. So there are two separate things there. So when my younger brother, the salesman, the yes man, when he was about, I don't know, 27, 28, somewhere right in there, maybe younger, he randomly applied for a Chick-fil-A franchise and got it. Okay. Which, by the way, it's easier to get into Harvard Medical School or Harvard in general than get a Chick-fil-A franchise. So he ended up with a Chick-fil-A franchise. However, he still owned 20% of our company. So he was not showing up every day. However, he was getting dividends from the company. So there needs to be a line drawn. The other thing is the people who actually work at the company. So I wasn't working there and my younger brother wasn't working there. Our two bookends, my oldest brother and my baby brother were working there. They need to be compensated like they worked at Microsoft or Google or another company like that. So their equity piece provides X and their salary provides Y, and ne'er the twain shall meet. Okay. We cannot ask for them to take a lower salary. We cannot ask for them to take a lower equity piece. Those are two separate things. And I think that gets convoluted a lot of times. I have a friend who owns an antique store, and his daughters are paid $10 an hour. College grads, you know, because they're helping the family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all that does is create bitterness and resentment.
Mm.
You need to pay what these people are worth. And on the flip side, if they are not worth that, you get fired.
Yeah.
And yeah, that sucks that you have to fire your brother or your dad or your cousin or whatever, but that's life.
Yeah, don't hire someone you can't fire.
Don't hire someone you can't fire. Yep. So there's a lot of convoluted stuff. The way I was raised, number one, I have 3 brothers and I was never raised differently from them. I was never treated differently. Nothing ever held me back because of my gender. The second thing is I feel like we're the Avengers or something, because even though we grew up in the same household, we have vastly different interests and specialties and knowledge and things that we're good at.
Yeah.
And that's just natural. Sometimes I see in a family that 2 people are good at the same thing. Like, say 2 boys are really good at baseball and they become really competitive. We just weren't like that. Like, my parents had 4 kids and we were all so different from each other. And it became a recipe for success for us. However, in other instances, it might not be.